Afternoon everybody. If you're seeing this video, then it means that having the roof down didn't kill the sound too badly, and if that's the case, great. I can't have the aircon on in the car because it's just kills it when you're trying to do a video. But I don't plan generally to do lots of videos in the close season, because generally what I do is I talk about, the match reviews or what's going on, or how things are, the latest stories and stuff that are happening during the season. I don't tend to talk too much about players coming in, players going out, that kind of stuff, because ultimately I'm not an in the know kind of person. I don't really know anybody with any connections or anything from that point of view. But as I sit here now, I'm thinking to myself, the one thing I do know is that Pochettino is further away from joining Tottenham than he was the other week when I said I didn't think he'd be coming back. PSG have extended his contract, and they are the stumbling block apparently. But to be fair, I said right from the start that I didn't think it was going to happen, and I also said I didn't think it was a particularly good idea, to be fair. But I stick to my guns on this. I don't think Pochettino's coming, and I think a lot of it is just stuff that they put out, not necessarily Tottenham, but reporters and the likes, just to create clickbait and stories to get people excited and to generate interest. And of course, whilst that takes people's minds away from hating on Daniel Levy for being a skinflint and making mistakes, then the club are absolutely going to let that run, because it takes away from what they're actually doing. But I don't think there was ever any plans for for Pochettino to come back. I think, given that the opportunity may well be there, they may have had conversations, because I'm sure they talk to each other anyway. But I'm pretty sure that it's unlikely that they were looking to bring Pochettino back, which, to be fair, is going to be like a really, really difficult situation for whoever they do bring in, because all of the fans, I say all of the fans, a lot of fans are super excited about this opportunity for Pochettino to come back. Unfinished business and all that, and to be fair, for me in the future, I'd like to see him come back and do something. But ultimately, at the moment, I think it's too soon. It's too soon for all this. The squad's still the same, pretty much. Any player that was there who was discontented before is still going to be discontented. What's the policy of the club hasn't changed, unless they tell us differently. So we are still in the same situation that Pochettino was in when he left, right? So for me, I think it just seems a little bit too soon for anything specific to happen, anything special to happen. So I just doubt it very, very much. But now he's even further away than he was before. But of course now, it'll be those bloody PSG people's fault. Won't be Daniel Levy's fault, because Daniel Levy, God bless him, tried to bring him in. It'll be Leonardo and the Sheikh, the Qatari royal family or whatever. It'll be their fault. But what it does mean is everybody's going to be super, super down in the dumps when we announce Graham Potter or Eddie Howe or Nuno Espirito Santo or any of those people. They'll all be totally fed up with that, because they was all expecting the Messiah to come back, and I just, I still can't see it happening. And then out of the blue, all of a sudden, we're now seeing potentially Carlo Ancelotti going back to Real Madrid. Now, the reason why I say that is because with that story, to me also feels like another one of those punts that they make the connections they make in the fact that he was their manager previously, he'd been successful, and blah blah blah. Now everyone's jumped on it like it's absolute fact, and by the time this video comes out, it may well be absolute fact. I don't know. I don't know enough about Everton and their ways, but I thought that, to be fair to Carlo Ancelotti, in season 1 of a really difficult team rebuild and expectations and stuff, I thought Carlo Ancelotti didn't do too badly, to be fair. He ain't far away from us. So, you know, in his first season, a team like that, you know, Everton are very much a similar type of club to us, in the fact that they have a couple of they have a rival close by who's been really successful over the years, and so do we. You know, we got Chelsea there, you know, winning the Champions League and stuff, and Arsenal down the road, and whilst in poor form now, have still managed to rack up a significant amount of silverware over the course of that period. So we're quite similar into that respect, and we've been trying to rebuild and gain the momentum to get us somewhere. So I thought it's quite interesting that now they've got a manager who has a proven pedigree, who's playing decent football, to be fair. Would he really want to go back to the merry-go-round and the nightmares of Real Madrid and the expectation of Real Madrid, considering this is their first season without silverware for, well, God knows how many years? So, you know, that's a big job and a big ask over there. Would they really be wanting, you know, someone like Carlo Ancelotti to go back there, or would they be looking for someone young and fresh with new ideas to go over there? So for me, at this moment in time, it all still feels like a really load of journalistic nonsense, of things made up just to sell newspapers and get people clicking on that link. But you know, I might be wrong. I might be totally wrong. You know, we don't know. But you know, we'll see. I mean, ultimately, nothing's really changed for us this week. We still don't have a manager. It's dragging on and dragging on. But the one thing that has remained consistent, and you know, you can always bet your house on it, is that Daniel Levy will want his season ticket money. So the season ticket cut-off date is coming very, very soon. And at that point, when you're paying over your £1,000-ish, you won't know who your manager is. You won't know if your star player's still going to be there. You won't know the style of play we're going to make. You won't know if we're going to spend any money and compete. But what you will know is this. You will know that there is another star attraction at Tottenham Hotspur FC. You can now shimmy your way down the south stand, front ways or back ways. I bet you're all super excited about that. That's what we really wanted to know. That's what we really paid this money for. To be able to do something like that. Not to go and watch a successful football team that we pay millions of pounds in wages to. Just saying. But on the positive side, and ending on a positive note, both Moussa Sissoko and Serge Aurier have both indicated their desire or their openness, depending on which player you're talking about, to move on. And unfortunate as that is, that sounds like a positive, because I'll be honest, I've not been a fan of Serge Aurier for a long time, and I absolutely do believe the time is up for Moussa Sissoko. Both, I suspect, are very nice people, great individuals and great company, and to a certain extent decent footballers, because, you know, if they wasn't, they wouldn't be Premier League players or top level players around the world, would they? You know, you don't get there by being as crap at football as I am. So it's sad to say that you're happy for players to go, but that kind of makes my day. And to be fair, I'm more than happy to give Serge a lift wherever he wants. You know, I'm happy to jump in a motor, put my roof down, and take him wherever he wants to go. And I hope and I wish him all the best. But that's my update. That's all I've got to talk about, because for me, I just feel like we're going nowhere at the moment. We're just sat static. So I wait with bated breath to find out what's going to happen, so that I can have a proper moan about it once I found out. Anyway, I'll leave it with you. Up the Spurs.